Hey everyone, TheUltimateMarioFan here, and firstly, yes, I owe you guys a huge apology. I've been inactive for a week, I know, crazy right? And it's all because of my computer. Long story short, I had to save all my files to a hard drive, factory reset my PC, and wait. Also, secondly, I had like zero motivation anyway, so I had time to think about things. And I'm not going to lie and say I was on holiday, but yeah, I haven't gone on holiday this year. But never mind that, in this week, I've had a ton of ideas, and I was looking at the amount of views certain videos have received, and I've decided to make another Beyblade video. Yes, I know, everyone's excited, yay, woo! Makes me happy too. Also, there's a little surprise at the end of the video too, but don't skip at the end of the video, please watch the whole thing. I just wanted to notify you, I guess. But mainly that was for my benefit, but yeah, it's a surprise nonetheless. Oh, and second to last thing, because you know, it's the first thing. While scripting this video, I had a reply from LoweFantasy from Quoted. Okay, you guys don't know who she is, but she is an amazing person. I sent her a quick message asking for permission to use her content for my videos, and she replied within 10 minutes. 10! That is amazing! And I was like, oh my god! And literally this was the conversation in brief. So yeah, it is a video about, I never actually said what the video was about. The video is about Beyblade, okay? So, and it's a book that she's written 10 books. I'll put her links in the description. I want to make this as short as I can, so I'm not like waffling on. But yeah, anyway, so she was thrilled at the idea, as you saw. Now, you guys know what's been going on. Thanks for listening for hearing me out. Right, let's just get into the video now. An eerily gorgeous girl could sing out their bit beasts along with their souls, and nothing they can do will stop it. Kai will have to resort to the real skills the Abbey had been teaching him, that of an assassin, in order to save not only his teammates, but himself. Okay, before beasts, there was sound. Book 1. Not Only Dragoon by LoweFantasy. There was a general misconception about Kai. This was the idea that his lone wolf thing was out of arrogance or hate for mankind, most of which he didn't see as up to his level, which to some extent was true. But then again, he would probably argue that it was hard for anyone not to feel like they were being surrounded by imbeciles when you were in a sport based off young children's spinning tops, and most of the players of said sports were, well, children. Of course, there was an explanation to that as well, and there were some adults that played, and the group that had gotten involved with Beyblade was finally growing up, not to mention the often let out fact that guns were banned by the entire world. I digress. The real reason that Kai often went off on his own was because he was shy. At least that's the coquettish word for the mess of social anxiety and general social ineptitude that often left him frustrated, and therefore angry at the world. Aww. People just had too many hoops they needed you to jump through in order to get the desired result. Though they often lauded truth was more often than not considered offensive. Most didn't want to change, and almost all feared hard work. Only an ounce had any ambition or real desire to have control over the world around them, and whenever they faced someone with said ambition, aka everything they were not, well, how would you feel around someone who made you feel bad about yourself just by their existence? Perhaps that was arrogance, but for now, standing a street down from where his team had caught up in some street brawl in a filthy alley, Kai only knew that when it came to Tyson and the others, the tables were switched. He became the common rabble, for it was only with them, with his self-proclaimed friends, that he began to see just how little and depraved he was. Why have you let us here? Don't tell me you're one of those creeps who are after our bit beasts. Ah, Tyson. Always the main character and spokesperson. It irked Kai to no end that such a lazy, gluttonous, disgusting child was better than him by pure virtue of loyalty and friendship, and he could just barf. But of course, he wouldn't lie to himself. After all, he knew exactly who he was. Why else would he be so arrogant? Yeah, because it's really getting old, added Max, whose voice had finally dropped at 16, albeit not by much. More or less, said the wry, feminine voice of a woman who could have been in her late 20s and 30s. Either way, it's probably not the best idea to leave your precious blades hanging around your belts. Here. Kai heard the chink of the metal blades against the leather of someone's fists. He leaned his hands on his knees in breathless relief. After all, lone wolf or not, he was still their captain, and nobody stole from his team. If you want Trigger, however, you must defeat me. I challenge you to a battle. Fine, I'll scrape the floor with you, cried Tyson. Wait, Tyson, shouldn't we think about this? We literally have no idea why she led us here. Thank you, Ray, for once being the only other member of the team with an ounce of common sense. And they're still better than me, and accepted at the same time. They know the hoops. No, that wasn't it. Tyson hadn't a shred of decorum in him. He just bowled the hoops over. Ray's voice continued. How about you hand over Trigger and I won't mess you up? Kai grinned. Common sense indeed. So many of their problems in the past would have been fixed, even avoided, with just a good punch. Freaking do-gooders. The woman laughed. Beating up a woman for a top? I'd love to hear you explain that to the police. And the reason why said punch was never delivered. Good guys always had to follow the rules. It was part of being the good guys, obviously. Again, Kai wanted to barf in his mouth. Somewhere, out there was a bunch of children watching them like a Saturday morning, with the snot hanging out of their noses as they learned about good and evil and friendship, and how to never get up, because the damn planet works that way, proved no one ever. Albeit, they had their share of diabolical villains. Maybe he was just part of a children's show. Ugh. Fine then. Hurry up, you thief. There's a BLT with my name on it, and I had to ditch it because of you. Tyson's ever-heroic reasoning. The woman started the countdown at Let It Rip! And the familiar sound of blades churning in the air. Kai stepped out from around the corner and started his way towards the alley. The street which connected the two had to be the poster child for slums, and he once again wondered why they kept finding themselves in these sort of situations. Dragoon! A spin of metal, a hiss of rebuttal. Max and Ray gasped. She didn't even flinch! Of course not. How often did the bad guy go down nice and easy so they could move on with their lives? Why was he here again? Oh, yes, his team. His friends, just in case. And it was their get-together, another homemade tournament amongst themselves to see who was the best. Another attempt on his part to become better, so he could cease feeling so inferior. But just as he stepped into the alleyway to see the backs of his teammates and the dark-haired, I'm not going to say that, who he had chased along the rooftops just behind his team, the most curious sound came to his ears. At first he thought it was some sort of enhanced violin, its strings vibrating almost painfully too hard. Then a second later, when Tyson's blade stopped in its tracks to glow a brilliant blue, he realized it was a voice, a human voice, singing. He watched in dawning horror behind his teammates as the nebulous blue light of Tyson's dragoon extracted itself from his blade without his command. The woman, a wiry, athletic type, with plain features and utilitarian wear, pulled out a blue marble of sorts, of about the size of a tennis ball. At the same time, Tyson gave a startled shout, his hands clapping to the sides of his head to block out the voice. But the smirking she-man wasn't singing. She only held out the marble. Dragoon sucked towards it, like matter towards a black hole. Along with it went what looked like to be strands of Tyson's hair, though it was hard to tell in the grey light of the overcast day. The marble stopped glowing. All traces of Dragoon vanished. Tyson's Beyblade stopped spinning, and Tyson fell to the ground along with it. As Max and Ray rushed to Tyson's side, Kai dashed for the woman. Screw what was inappropriate. He was not going to let this happen again. Oh, again! Kai! He didn't bother going for his launcher. He pulled back his fist and missed as she lively dodged him. Hi-ya! She cried. With trained instincts and years of combat training in the Abbey, he turned his momentum into a pivot, twisting his body to hit her just as she was ducking. His fist nicked her, throwing her off enough to fall to her knees. He pulled back his leg, but a piercing shriek sent pain spiking through his skull. His muscles seized up, his bones turned brittle and cracked. He started to fall backwards, just as his numb head rolled back onto his shoulders. His gaze went up to the fire escape stairs, still attached to one of the old brick buildings that made, and he saw what had to be the singer. Wide blue eyes met his beneath the too big hood of a dark grey hoodie, almost the same colour as the stormy sky above. He didn't make out much more than that before the figure scaled and the fire escape and vanished along with the woman who now had Dragoon. At least the screeching had stopped. He sat himself up, half surprised none of his bones had broken, and that his ears still worked since he couldn't hear Max repeating Tyson's name. "Give him a moment," said Ray, who had taken Kai's sudden appearance in stride like the rest of the team. "You know what it's like, losing your bit beasts." "But it's not that." Max's tenor had reached a new high. "There's something wrong. There's something missing. Something's not right. Tyson, please, man. I'm freaking out here. Just groan or say something." "Why does he just keep staring like that? Tyson, I know it hurts, but you gotta say something." By now, even Kai's concern had been incited. He made his way to where Max and Ray shook the shoulders of Tyson, who hadn't budged from where he had fallen onto his knees. Max and Ray moved aside for him as he crouched down to get a better look at the annoyance of life through his bangs. "Oi, Tyson, put on your big boy pants and stop worrying your teammates for drama's sake. We gotta track her down before she tries getting the rest of us." Per usual, his life as the guardian of a sacred bit piece was like shampoo. Rinse, lather and repeat. When Tyson didn't spark up, as he always did whenever Kai talked to him like that, his concern grew to unease. He dared to reach out and give the boy a nudge, but still he didn't respond. "His eyes!" squeaked Max. "Look at his eyes!" He did, and they didn't look back. Whoa, that has got me hooked. Literally, that has got me so hooked right now. Oh my god. That was brilliant. I'm loving this. It's from Kai's point of view as well, which I love. Wow, that's actually really cool. I want to read more of this, but I don't know. You guys are going to have to decide what you want to see next. Hey everyone, this is the surprise that I was talking about at the start of the video. I ordered some mochi from Amazon, and it's actually strawberry flavour, and if you couldn't figure that out for yourself, if you didn't know what that was, you've got it here in Japanese, Ichigo. And yes, I do know Japanese. I know two of the alphabets, but anyway, that's irrelevant to what we're doing. So anyway, I have already, as you can see, opened the packet, and I opened some yesterday, but I wanted to show you. It's quite doughy. Right, it feels really nice. It's really, really soft. It's like some kind of squishy, oh my god. It's like some kind of squishy, I don't even know, that's the strawberry, oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna bite into it. Oh my god, that's so nice. Wow. Looks like raw chicken, doesn't it? I've already tasted these, but these are so good. I would so recommend buying strawberry mochi. Oh my god, it was amazing. I'm gonna have the last one as well. Here's the second one. Oh, let's see if we can squish it out. Oh my god. Oh, it's coming out the other side as well. Just the 4 of them is 100, or 3 of them, I don't even remember. There's 103 calories. 103. What the hell? But you know, that's like 26 calories each. I mean, come on, that's just mad. So yeah, this was the mochi. This is a surprise. I kind of wanted to put it in on a Japanese video, but I don't know if I'll be doing any of those soon. So I'll see you guys in my next video.